A new sexual assault allegation against RFK Jr. revealed in Vanity Fair. This one's pretty wild. Hold on. This one's pretty wild. The fall of '98, the Kennedys hired a 23-year-old woman, Eliza Cooney, as their part-time babysitter. One night, she attended a meeting in the family kitchen with Kennedy and another young riverkeeper volunteer named Murray Fisher to discuss business when she felt Kennedy's hand moving up and down her leg under the table. She tried making sense of the incident in her diary, which I have read. In the entry dated November 7th, 1998, continues on. This is very Kennedy behavior, so, you know, the family blood running strong, okay? In the back of my mind, I was hoping it wasn't what it actually was, says Cooney, now 48. Reached for comment. Fisher says he worked closely with Cooney and liked her, but wasn't aware of her alleged experiences with Kennedy at the time and now feels bad for her. Weeks later, she discovered Kennedy standing in her bedroom. She saw that her diary, which chronicled her daily activities and detailed her romantic life with her boyfriend, was open next to her bed. She was shocked when a shirtless Kennedy, then 45, asked her to rub lotion on his back. Okay. Yeah, naked and oiled up, man. Naked and oiled up. Oh, we'll get to it, NPC Porky. She did it reluctantly and quickly. It was totally inappropriate, she says, adding that she stopped recording these experiences in her journal, fearing Kennedy would later read them. A few months later, Cooney says she was rifling through the kitchen pantry for lunch after a yoga class, still in her sports bra and leggings, when Kennedy came up behind her, blocked her inside the room, and began groping her, putting his hands on her hips and sliding them up along her ribcage and breasts. My back was the door of the pantry, and he came up behind me, she says, describing the alleged sexual assault. I was frozen, shocked. Very Kennedy. Yeah, Kennedy behavior right there, exactly. Why is everyone evil? Yeah, good question, man. Politics, huh? He was interrupted by a worker who entered the kitchen. To announce his presence, the man, according to Cooney, said something like, "Don't do anything I wouldn't do," or "Don't do anything you wouldn't want your wife to know about." Man, how often must RFK been sexually assaulting people for that to be the default response of a work? Because if I came in and I saw, like, my boss and a coworker getting handsy, my first impression, charitably speaking, would be, oh, they have an affair, not, oh, he has a habit of... Does that make any sense? Like, the way the response, the way the worker opened suggests to me that it's like a common thing, which, you know, Kennedy, what are you gonna do? Has he responded? Oh boy, has he. Hold on.
I am not a church boy. I am not running like that. I said I had a very, very rambunctious youth.
Oh, hold on. Let's get the full video here.
It was what looks like a dog, and also a barbecue.
Oh yeah, he ate like a barbecue dog or something.
Dog. I'm not going to show the picture. As a dog lover, I know you have pets yourself, and also a sexual assault allegation from one of your former nannies. So I want to give you a chance to respond to that.
Yeah. Sorry. The article is a lot of garbage. The picture that they said is of me eating a dog. It's actually me eating a goat in Patagonia on a whitewater trip many years ago on the Fuleifu River. They say there's an expert. They have an expert that has identified that as a dog carcass.
Yeah.
It's just not true. So, and, in terms of the other allegations, I've said this from the beginning. I am not a church boy.
There we go. I wanted to see if there was any more context where he led into it, but no, fully. His opening response, the first thing he said about the sexual assault accusation that we just read is, "I'm not a church boy." Kennedy's, man.
I am not running like that. I said I had a very, very rambunctious youth.
45 years old.
I said in my announcement speech that I have so many skeletons in my closet.
That's crazy, man. That's your response? This has got to be the wildest response I've ever heard to a Me Too accusation. I'm not a church boy. I've got plenty of skeletons in my closet. Really? Would you like to share some of them with the class? He's very honest. Maybe he would make a good president.
That if they could all vote, I could run for king of the world. Mm-hmm. So, this Vanity Fair is recycling 30-year-old stories, and I'm not, going to comment on the details of any of them, but
Yeah, gets accused of sexual assault. If we went over every accusation of sexual assault that I've been involved in, we'd be here for the rest of our lives. Let's move forward. Okay, all right. Okay. I mean, the article just listed one. I didn't know you had that many.
I am who I am.
You're talking there.
I am who I am. What's that? Is that the Kevin Spacey argument? That's crazy, man. He was just a young 45-year-old boy.
About the nanny situation. I mean, I do have to ask her. I mean, are you denying it or not?
I'm not going to comment on it.
Jesus
well,
Christ.
I gave you the opportunity, and officially it's a goat. I didn't know necessarily about what did they say? It's a spare rib of a canine. I think that's what they said for their identification. But we've got it from you. I'll let the
even Sauger, and Sauger is like an RFK simp too, because he's a moron. That's crazy, man.
Anatomy experts be the ones who can determine that.
So that's 100% true. Oh, of course it is. Why would he respond that way if it wasn't? That's crazy. Jesus Christ, man. Remember when Cuomo responded by showing pictures of him kissing and touching other people too? Yeah, I do. But like, even then, Cuomo was trying to frame it as like, I'm just an old Italian man who loves being handsy. It's not me sexually assaulting people. It's just that's my style of communication. Whereas RFK, not saying that's good, by the way. Whereas RFK Jr., yeah, Cuomo's response was basically, hey! Whereas like RFK Jr.'s response is, listen up, okay? Yeah, we know I've done this a lot. Let's not dwell on it, all right? I have no comment on this. It's happened a million times. Let's move on. It's like, okay, all right, okay. The Italian trait of groping people. I mean, he's not wrong. Maybe the central theme here is Catholics, right? RFK Jr. and Cuomo. Cuomo's Catholic, right? He has to be Catholic. I don't know for sure that he's Catholic, but he has to be Catholic, right? It's Cuomo, right? No? It's Catholics? Okay. Biden's also really touchy. Yeah, that's true. That's pretty true. Yeah, to everybody attacking RFK Jr. and Cuomo, you don't have Italian relatives and it shows. Maybe stay in your lane. This was him eating the dog. Yeah, not gonna lie, don't care about the dog thing. We kill like 1 billion cows a day. Cows are super smart. I don't think, that's like very much a Western comfort thing, like we'll like basically torture dogs to make them like attack vehicles for cops and slaughter cows and pigs that are just as smart as dogs. But then like dogs are our best friends or whatever. But like, it's like, okay, all right. Like, cats are like house friends, or dogs are house friends, but then you go shoot wolves or whatever. It's just a cultural thing. I don't care. Now, as for the sexually assaulting the babysitter thing, I think, I think that's pretty bad. I think that's pretty bad, in my humble opinion. What happened with lying about sexual assault? Why not say that you didn't? I think the reason why RFK Jr. and other people don't want to say they didn't is because if they say they didn't, it kind of spurs their victim to provide evidence or to like argue more publicly about it. Whereas if they say no comment, they're trying to like avoid a situation where the accuser feels compelled to go public and be much more aggressive in challenging it, either like legally or socially speaking, in the court of public opinion. There's like 30 more people who will come forward for it. Well, I mean, he's basically admitted that nothing compelled him to say he had a bunch of skeletons in his closet. That was like a completely unforced error. There was nothing in the universe that made him say that. Like, he didn't need to say that at all. That was just the brainworms talking, man. That's crazy. Hounded by his ghosts. At least the man is honest, I guess. Yeah, maybe it would be refreshing to have him as president purely because he's too brain damaged to lie properly. Like, he would, like, maybe even more so than Trump, he would be the one to let us know what's going on at Area 51. You know what I mean? He would tell us, like, the current state of our, like, cloaking technology, orbital laser, space program, bitch. Maybe we need that. Just keep 22-year-old babysitters away from him, I guess.